Morning, boys and squirrels. Meet Bite-Size Gamer, a brand new minigame restricted Ironman. His plan is to set out and experience RuneScape's diverse range of minigames that cater to different playstyles and preferences. These minigames not only provide unique rewards and experience, but also foster a sense of community among the players.
What do I do with strong cell?
Put in butt.
Well, sorta. Bite-Size Gamer has one primary goal in mind. He must green log every collection log slot minigames have to offer, while seeing how many 99s he can accomplish along the way. Will he be victorious in his quest to conquer every minigame? Or will he fail to fulfill his destiny as the minigame king? Welcome to Minigame Mayhem. Well, good afternoon, boys and squirrels, and welcome back to episode 3 of Minigame Mayhem, the series where we are locked to gaining experience through minigames and its rewards. Last episode, we had a ton of amazing unlocks, such as Impetual Impulses, the Implings, and getting 50 Rune Essence. On top of that, we got enough Evil Bobs to unlock our first fishing minigame, the Fishing Trawler. Now today, our path continues focusing on unlocking more minigames, such as Pest Control and Soul Wars, both of them needing 40 combat, while Soul Wars needs 500 total level. We also have a lot of quests we need to knock out in order to obtain even more minigames. But before we start, let's open up all the caskets we got while AFK star mining and randoms since last episode. So let's see if we get lucky. That's not lucky. We have that already. Oak Shortbow, I think, is like decent. No. Are these two more Oak Shortbows? Wait, what is going on? Ugh. Okay. Easy and one medium. Dude, what are those? Isleworth Camp teleports? I'm not gonna be able to use those for a very, very long time. Huh. We didn't get anything. And one cabbage? Dude, it really be like that sometimes. Now, the Book of Knowledge. I honestly don't know what to throw that into now. I'd be curious in the comments if you had an idea of where I should go now, because fishing and hunter, of course, were the two big ones that we needed to get up. And we got fishing up and we got hunter up. I think I go with something that's pretty high. But first things first, before we do that, let me put up all this junk. Ooh, I didn't notice this was a fire battle staff. Yeah, that may be our, our best in slot weapon. Okay, I guess that's a little better. All that can go up. What we want to do before we start Priest in Peril is go ahead and chisel all these Saphies we have. Throw this money up, Stardust up. We'll keep this for just a second while I think about it. I'm honestly probably just going to put it into one of my higher stats since I'll get the most output for it. 23. We now do Sapphy bracelets. 24. Sapphy amulets. So this most likely is not, we're not going to hit 25 from this. No. Okay. We did hit 25. There it is. Hey, members can now craft pot lids, jade necklaces, and willow birdhouses. Big thing here is I may use some of our Stardust. I think I'll go ahead and sometime soon, if I go over there to get gem bags, I'll go buy the ring and maybe 2,000, put 2,000 shards in the said ring. But we won't use the ring for now. But that being said, we may buy quite a few gem bags and raise this a little bit more. We just needed 25 for in search of the Miraki, whatever it is. But okay, really quick, let's throw this in. Fortunately, I think we just go into Runecraft just because that's going to give us the most experience. 915 experience in Runecraft, so that's pretty good. Now let's get ready and knock out Priest in Peril. Alright, boys squirrels, here we are looking like an absolute Chad. Here's what I'm going to go kill that dog with. I think we're going to have to flinch him, but can't use magic. I have one range, so I'm just going to go in there with this, and we're going to do our best. We're going to see how it goes. Oh boy, I'll bring you in for that fight. Alright, here we go. Not die, do not die, do not die. Ooh, there's a good hit. Okay, here we go. Should be good. So big thing here is Oh, here we go. I planned on maging the guys right after, but I forgot you have to go back to Drezzel, so that's why I don't have any, like, tank armor on. Because I was like, well, I'll just keep mage stuff on and go from there. But as you can tell, I didn't even grab a staff. What's going on with my life right now? Boom, baby. It only took 2 hits, plus about 1 million. But it's done. So we'll get back, we'll switch out our gear for mage gear, so we can kill these guys for the key, and then finish this bad boy up. Alright, there it is. 1400 prayer experience, the Wolfbane Dagger, and Priest in Peril completed. Well, that's the first step to unlocking temple trekking. So we still need to knock out Search of the Mire Key, then Nature Spirit for the front half. Hey boys and squirrels, next on the agenda is gaining some combat levels to inch us closer to unlocking both Pest Control and Soul Wars. And what better way to do that than to knock out 2 birds with 1 stone in the Mage Training Arena. This will grow our magic while growing us toward some completion log slots in Mage Training Arena. If you've never done Mage Training Arena before, just know it's a very slow process. The good thing is, I think it was back in March, it got a giant quality of life update, making it way easier than it used to be. That being said, it's still slow, but much better than before. Now, going back to the 2 birds with 1 stone thing, there's a glaring deficiency we have if we want a green log Mage Training Arena. That being Cosmic and Law runes. We can knock out Troll Stronghold for the Law runes right now with no issues for the most part, but for the Cosmics, we must complete the Lost City, which is locked behind some pretty hard skills as a minigame locked account. 31 crafting, which technically we can easily get through the Stardust, but 36 wood cutting. We'll need access to Pest Control, which luckily for us ties into our master plan we have going on right now. So next episode, the plan would be to start training Pest Control. Try to get 36 wood cutting for Lost City, while also burning all the logs we can to eventually unlock Wintertot. So let this massive grind of the Mage Training Arena begin. Now I'll show you bits and pieces of each room just to show you how the mechanics work. Not only the Enchanting Room, but the Telekinetic, Graveyard, and Alchemist rooms. Since we most likely won't have enough Cosmics to raise us high enough magic levels to do any of the other 3 rooms, I'll have to go training in the fight caves to bridge that gap when the time comes. But that being said, all rooms are pretty simple nowadays. So for the Enchanting Room, obviously you'll want to use your best enchanting spell you have. For us, that's unfortunately just level 1 enchant. But what will happen is a shape will appear in the bottom right hand corner. It's somewhat covered by my inventory, but those are the ones you want to pick up and enchant as they give you bonus points. That being said, every 24 seconds the shape that appears changes, so you have to keep an eye out for that. Now randomly you'll get Dragonstones as well as they'll appear on the ground. If you're high enough level, you'll want to enchant those as they give you double pizzazz points. Once you have a full inventory of orbs that have been enchanted, you'll deposit them into the enchanting chamber in the middle of the room, and that basically wraps up the gist of the enchanting room. So essentially out of Cosmics now, but we got we offered 200 orbs and earned 592 enchantment pizzazz points. We also got 9 Cosmics, 12 Bloods, and 9 Death runes, which I'll go ahead and show you what we're after first. So for us to green log this bad boy, the first thing we probably need to go for is Bones to Peaches, just because that's going to speed up the graveyard room tremendously over the process. But to do that, we're going to need 200 telekinetic points, 200 graveyard points, 300 alchemist, and then 2,000 enchantment. So my plan here is, as I just kind of show you all the different items, is to play the Mage Training Arena long enough to where we have the requirements of all of them, besides obviously the enchantment, which we'll have to get in the future. Alright, boys and squirrels, we're back with another little episode of which Dragon Ball Z character do we have today? Kid Buu, one of the most evil and destructive people to ever grace planet Earth. Come November, the end of November, I plan on streaming leagues quite a bit, so if you could give me a follow on Twitch and you can kind of come along the journey, it'd be greatly appreciated. Is there anything you all want to say?
Like and subscribe for more videos.
Well, good afternoon, boys and squirrels. Post that Venom here. I just wanted to explain the fight caves real quick. So our goal here was to raise our defense at least to level 10, in general, just to get our combat stats up. Raise our magic to bridge the gap at Mage Training Arena, as well as get our range up. We have over 400 iron arrows to use. But for Nature Spirit, we need 20 smithing. So the big thing here was to take all the Takul we get and use it on copper and tin. And turn everything we get into throwing knives. That way we can go ahead and keep raising our range while raising our smithing itself. Now you'll see this gets kind of foiled in the future, but I won't spoil it now. But the plan was to get our smithing to level 15, because that opens Sleeping Giants, which is the prereq for Giants Foundry, which would be a nice mini game come smithing to have unlocked. But yeah, I just wanted to explain exactly what we're doing, and I'll show you the stats when we get done and everything like that, just so you can see how much we raised. But as always, love you guys. Okay, just finished the first round of the fight caves. We got 530 to cool to use for the 10 and copper, which we'll use later. And then we got up to 34 magic and 10 defense. So range is all we need to still raise. But that being said, with our 34 magic, we can do the 3 other rooms. But we'll start with the Bones to Peaches room, which we can only do Bones to Bananas, but all we need is 200 points. So it shouldn't take too dang long, and I'll explain it when we get there. Okay, so the Creature Graveyard room. So you'll see in the bottom right corner, again covered by my inventory a bit, is 4 different bones and their worth. Now the easiest way to do this room is somewhat ignore that. You'll head west when you enter the room, as the bone piles always seem to be closer to the deposit chute there. And then you can just spam click that bish. And all you need to know, especially if you're stuck on Bones to Bananas, is that you need the number in the top left corner to at least match the amount of spaces in your inventory. That way, when you cast Bones to Bananas, your inventory will be filled and you can deposit them all in the food chute. Then rinse and repeat. Only thing to watch out for is the bones falling from the sky. You can dodge them, or you can just take it like a man and heal up later. It's up to you. This room is so much easier than it used to be. You used to take damage just for being in the room itself. Now only the bones can hurt you, so it's really pretty chill for the most part. Next is the telekinetic room. First thing you'll want to do when you get to the maze is click Observe the Guardian. This will give you that overhead view to where you don't have to adjust the map again until the next maze. So how the maze works is you cast Telegrab on the Guardian to move him around the maze until he reaches the end. But this plug is made so dummy proof to where it shows you the most optimal spot to cast from and then where to go next. Now that being said, you can cast Telegrab on the whole side where you don't technically have to stand on the square. Cast it. Big thing here is make it go as fast as possible. As soon as you cast, you can take off toward the next highlighted spot. Now every completed maze gives you 2 pizzazz points, with the 5th one completed in a row giving you an additional 8 pizzazz points, 1000 experience, and something new which makes this so dang easy is it replenishes your run energy. So as long as you're not wearing a whole bunch of crap, you'll never run out of run energy here. Now for the last room, the alchemy room. In this room there are 6 different cupboards that'll have a certain item. In the top right hand corner, you'll see a value by that item. You'll always want to grab the item that's worth 30. The position of these items switches every 60 seconds. Once they switch, you'll see a question mark pop up above each cupboard. Easiest thing to do is just click the cupboard you're at, which will reveal the location of each item, then head to where the 30 coin item is. Now, you can take up to 5 items at a time now since the update, which I strongly recommend. If you're on top of your game, you should be able to alch around 18 items before it switches. Lastly, both low and high level alchemy will grant you just 30 coins for the best items, so it doesn't hurt to come here as soon as you unlock low level alch. The only difference being is you get a bit more magic XP since high level alch is a higher spell. Now, every 100 coins deposited awards you 1 pizzazz point, then any extra over that gives you a percentage at another pizzazz point. So an example being if you deposit 150 coins, you'll get 1 pizzazz point and 50% chance at another pizzazz point. If you're on top of your game, it should take a little under an hour to reach the 300 pizzazz points needed for Bones to Peaches spell. Alright. This hopefully, let's just alch him. Hey, it's a decent amount. This hopefully is enough to hit 300 pizzazz points. Look how close we are to 55. But we're about to be done, which is crazy. So 9,000 coins, earning us 91 alchemist pizzazz points, 18k magic so far, and you're taking 3,100 coins as a reward. Boy, that seems like a ripoff. 56. So we jumped the full level. Let me show all this. Okay, what is there anything at 56? Charge water orb. We won't ever need that. But we have high level alchemy now. We are sufficient by ourselves. We can do whatever we need now without any shop. We still have 1,900 of these. Let's get out of here real quick. Looky here. 200 telekinetic, 300 alchemist, 200 graveyard, and now we just need the 2000 enchantment, which will be very easy, but we're going to have to, next episode, probably grind Guardians of the Rift again. But before we do that, as we said, we kind of switched all our focus into this. We have so many runes besides a select few, which unfortunately is some of the ones we need. Oh, real quick, we got a Leo. Let's go help him out. And then we'll discuss the future. Ooh, zombie boots and shirt. How many pieces of zombie is there? 4? Random events. 5. Damn. Okay. So we still need 3 more, but 2 at a time is nice. Okay, last episode we talked about the 5 quests that we're essentially going to need to open up Nightmare Zone, and how Ascent of Arceus was going to be one of those, so we did that. Now, if you look at some of the other quests we must do, one being In Search of the Myricky, I'll show all the melee attack style bosses from Nightmare Zone. That'll be a skeletal hellhound, and it's perfect. It has no kind of weakness toward us or anything, it's just a melee boss. As well as Ascent of Arceus and those trapped souls. Now, next one that we must do is Troll Stronghold, which this one's kind of an asterisk. Down the road, we may do another quest and not use Dad. Dad is the troll. Just because if you've ever done Nightmare Zone, you know how big of a pain in the ass Dad is. He has a giant log and smacks you back just constantly. And if we're using Nightmare Zone as like a combat training method, and not trying to get super sweaty in there, and just going to have monsters that are just melee that we can pray from and not have to worry about getting hurt from because they're melee, then I don't know if Dad's the best one. But for now, that's 3 of the 5. Now, the 4th one that's highly recommended for the Gnome Restaurant is the Grand Tree. So we'll do that one as well. And the Grand Tree gives us the Black Demon, which kind of cool is, I don't know if we'd ever do this, but if we ever took like a Slayer task, you know, the only way we could kill them is inside a Nightmare Zone if we got really lucky and got a Black Demon task. But that'd be kind of cool. Now, for the last one, I looked at like Count Drainer and Vampire Slayer, but he has an increased hit point regeneration. So that just kind of makes it a little annoying. What I think we'll do is the Black Knight Titan and the Holy Grail. Because it's got extremely high magic and rain defense, but not good melee stats. And it would give us a ton of points gained in there, because he's a big boy. So the Ascent of Arceus we've knocked out. We have In Search of Myricky, which we got to do Nature Spirit for, but that was already on the agenda to begin with. Troll Stronghold will be really good to do. We just got to get bread and something else, which we have most of it, so I just need to look. But then the Grand Tree, which is needed for Gnome Restaurant anyway, or highly recommended. And then lastly, Holy Grail. And then, like I said, as an asterisk, because of Troll Stronghold being such a pain in the ass when it comes to Nightmare Zone, we may look in the future doing either Tree Gnome Village, because the Khazard Warlord has no special abilities and is perfect. He's easy to kill, as well as gives us more teleporting around the map. So that would probably be the way we go. The only other one I'd maybe consider, just right off the top of my head, would be the Fight Arena Bouncer, because he gives way more points than the Khazard Warlord. And again, doesn't have anything special about him. Hey boys and squirrels, just got done at the fight caves and taking all our Takul and turning it into bronze bars and making a whole bunch of knives and stuff, and then using them inside of the fight caves itself. And with that, we were able to get up to 26 range. That being said, we got up to 15 smithing, and 15 smithing is the requirement for Sleeping Giants, which if we were to complete Sleeping Giants, it unlocks Giant's Foundry, which would be huge for us, and give us the 20 requirement needed for Nature Spirit and to start a chain on all these quests. Well, I ran into a snag I did not expect whatsoever. When you look here, for Sleeping Giants, we need 3 oak logs, 1 wool, 10 nails, 1 chisel. We have the chisel, we have the nails, no issue. We can't technically get the wool in a minigame. We can get balls of wool from Impetual Impulses, but not wool. If I'm wrong there, please let me know in the comments, but I don't think we can. So, that being said, we would just get it ourselves. Now, oak logs we can get in a minigame called Wintertot. That being said, I think for now it's best just to go ahead and knock out 20 smithing ourselves, because we can raise our combat stats inside the fight caves while getting more Takul to get us up to 20 smithing. So that's going to be the route we take now, so I'll bring you in when we're done there. Boys Squirrels, took many moons. We got 1350, which I think is way more than enough because it did end up getting a few lamps. But here's where we ended. 17 defense. I'll show the stats of what I had right here. 31 range. And then did not grow magic level. But we did hit 40 combat. So pest control now is unlocked as well. And now comes the very slow grind of buying iron ore and then superheating these bad boys. If we superheat them, they won't fail. So that being said, all we have to do now is just buy a buttload of these and we'll be good. So I'll see you at the end of this once we have enough to for sure get us to the 20. Okay, finishing up the second load. This is going to be more than enough. We're actually going to have a little bit extra, so we can probably even make us like an iron kite shield or something. So, happy days. Let me go knock all that out, and I'll see you when we're at 20. Okay, quick update. Big brain fart. Smithing of 27 for the iron kite shield. We will not be making one of those. Daggers it is, probably until level 20. Okay, I was depositing our 25 iron daggers to grab the last little set, which we have one extra, which is perfect, because we need it for one of the quests coming up. But looky here, level 19... and then level 500, so we've unlocked also Soul Wars because of our 40 combat and 500 total level. That was something we talked about last episode, unlocking just for Rune Essence, but now we have it. We've unlocked so many things recently. There it is, boys and squirrels. Level 20 smithing. We can now smelt the silver ore and make iron scimitars, and members can make iron arrowheads, iron spears, and iron hostiles. We'll just stop for now. Arrow tips may be the way to go. What's knives? Level 22. Yeah, let's stop. Alright, boys and squirrels, that's going to end this episode. Had an extremely successful episode. We were able to get Mage Training Arena started, and that is quite the journey itself, just because of how long it takes. But we were able to get our 200 telekinetic points, 200 graveyard points, 300 alchemist points, and we're on our way for our enchanting. We're just going to have to go back to the Guardians of the Rift. But now, we're able to knock out the quest we talked about earlier. We'll knock out next episode, Nature Spirit, In Search of the Monarchy, Troll Stronghold, Holy Grail, and the Grand Tree. Then once those are knocked out, we can look at either going the Fishing Trawler route, which in turn would turn into a Temporos route, Temple Trekking route, or Pest Control route, which in turn could turn into a Wintertot route. A lot of decision to make. But our account is opening up nicely. There's so many things we're unlocking. Before we go the Wintertot route, we got to make sure we knock out the Herblore quest as well as buy a house so we can start getting that experience. But we are off to such a good start. But I want to say thank you all so much for all the love this series as well as Locked Below has gotten. Very, very much appreciated. I want to give a special shout out to YouTube and Patreon members. You guys are absolute legends. If you want to donate, the links below. It's never necessary, but always appreciated. But just make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.